about well, let me say it like this. I'm AJ Hart, author of Sugar and Fears, and I'm here to tell you about it. Here's my second video about this cool TV show called Ghostwriters. If you saw my video before, then you know that I was telling you about this book here, Miss Sue Has No Clue. And it was kind of weird because for some reason it was focused on the screen and not focused on me. So I don't know what that was about. So I wanted to give it a second chance by telling you about this book here, or not this book, this TV show, Ghostwriter. So I don't know how many people actually have heard about Ghostwriter, but I think it's a very cool show. It's about these teenagers who all meet this ghost, and the only way that this ghost can talk is by taking letters from magazines, books, and letters around to spell out his message. And apparently he can't hear. He can't talk and he can't hear, but he can read. So um anyway, through the series, you got these teenagers who all meet this ghost, and with his help, they're able to solve mysteries. Um, so like we have characters like Jamal, we have Lenny, we have Gabby, we have all these different people. And one reason I used to like this show, well, I still like this show, but one reason I like this show was because it focused so much on reading and writing. Like when they were writing notes to each other, they would always look at it and say, well, you know what, we don't need to really write that because that's not really something important to say. Or, you know what, if we're going to use this word, then we need to spell it a certain way, basically teaching us how to read and how to write. And I thought that was really cool. But one reason that I really did like it was because of the fact that it was a mystery show. And it wasn't just like a 30-minute TV show or 22-minute TV show, like Scooby-Doo or anything. It had like 5 episodes that told one whole story. And so I don't know. I really don't know who has seen this show. If you've seen it, if you want to check it out, go to YouTube and type in Ghostwriter, and it'll have videos and parts and stuff. But like I said, like it takes about 5 episodes in order to watch one whole story, and I really think it's really cool. So if you like mysteries, then yeah, you definitely need to check it out. If you like reading, then definitely check it out. So basically, what's it about? It's about these 5 kids who get into a mystery, and sometimes they will read a message and they need ghostwriters' help in order to understand the message. Or like they'll read something and think, oh well, I think somebody else has that message. Try to find somebody who's nearby that has that message. And you would really not think that for someone who can't talk or listen or anything, you would actually think, what good is a person who all they can do is write? But it actually is helpful. So like for instance, like your backpack has a logo on it, and somebody's trying to find you. Well, they can say, Ghostwriter, find this logo and see if there's anything else nearby. And it's like Ghostwriter will come back and tell you like a street name, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I know that street, so he must be over there. Or another thing like Ghostwriter does is they'll say Ghostwriter, give the, or you know what? I got it. Sorry, I got it. So another thing Ghostwriter is good for is if you need to send your friend a message, because back when they made this show, there weren't cell phones, and so the best way to get in contact with somebody was a letter. Well, you know, a letter takes about 3, 4, 5, 7 days. Well, um, Ghostwriter, you could write a note and tell them to send it to your friend, and Ghostwriter would send it all the way to your friend. That's actually how the team met up with each other. When somebody was like, "Oh, we need to meet up," they would call what they call a rally, and they would use their initials in order to let them know, well, who's calling the rally. So for the kid Jamal, he would call Rally J. So everyone who saw the message would be like, "Oh yeah, Jamal wants us to meet." And now, if your name is Jimmy and your name is John, then you might want to be like JL for John Lenny, or JH for John Hardwin. So but they never had to deal with that, because people who had the same first initials, none of them had the same first initials. So it was always good. And they would always like solve these mysteries. And it wouldn't be like, who stole thousands of dollars, or stuff that's going on nowadays. But small stuff like somebody sabotaged a store, or dealing with the situation um, with somebody, or somebody stole a video game. So it's small kid stuff. um, I gotta admit that when I was a kid, I did get kind of scared, but it was because like the background music was so threatening and so worrisome that you just kind of be like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? But I mean, it wasn't violent. It was pretty calm. In fact, yeah, this rating is not even that bad. So yeah. And then like throughout the series, like new people would come in. Like one person that came into the group was this boy's little sister. She wasn't in the group, and then Ghostwriter let her into the group, and that's how they got into the group. It was mostly Ghostwriter's. It was mostly Ghostwriter's decision. If he or she, because we don't know if Ghostwriter is a man or a woman, but if Ghostwriter thought, you know what, that person's a real good person, I think he needs to be on the team. Or you know what, that person can help us with certain things. That person needs to be on the team. So there were some people who came in. Some people that I think of was Rob, who at the beginning everyone kind of looked at him and was like, he's not a good person because what he wears and what he says and stuff. But he was actually a good person. Ghostwriter looked at him and was like, you know what, he's pretty good. Another person who got into the team was Jamal's little cousin. I actually forgot her name, but yeah, she got into the group as well, because she was a get going girl. She was always happy and everything. So she and it mostly the team had something to do with writing. Um, this girl Lenny got into the group because she was a songwriter. Um, Rob got into the group because he writes poetry, and and there's more messages behind the show as well. Like prejudice, and you know um, like treating people equal, and homeless, and just all sorts of stuff. And so I really did like that show. And like I said before, if you haven't seen it, then you definitely need to check it out. I actually, when I actually found this DVD, I was like overwhelmed with joy. I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen Ghostwriter since I was like 7, and they don't even play it anymore. So I was really happy to get this. I actually hope that they make another DVD, because this is only one season. So I hope and there's like 3, 4, and I just want to catch up. So if you like this, then like. If you want more, then tell me what else do you think that I should be talking about. What